What's up, everybody, and welcome. This is lineup strategy for the largest field GPPs on DraftKings for Super Bowl 56, Los Angeles Rams, Cincinnati Bengals, picks, lineup constructions, all the strategies you need to play the millionaire and any other contest with more than 100,000 entries. Welcome, I'm Brian Jester, co-founder here at Occupy Fantasy. This will be the final video in our Super Bowl series. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Go back and check out all of the other videos we did. Did a video on cash game strategy, low risk contest, FanDuel and DraftKings, small field GPP strategy, which is vastly different from this video for FanDuel and DraftKings. And also did a FanDuel version of this video, large field GPP strategy. This video is a little similar, but because of the pricing and the scoring system differences, this will be slightly different. And these large field GPPs are larger than ever, so it requires some out-of-the-box thinking to try to get to the top. So that's what we'll do in this video. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like the content. Always helps us out. Any questions, comment on the video or join our Discord server. Click the join button below this video. Chat with other members of the OccupyFantasy.com community. So let's just jump into it. In the video, what I'm going to do is lay out all the different ways that you can have a high risk, somewhat unique approach to taking down, whether it's unique or splitting with just a few people, some of these large contests on DraftKings, because we have, you see here, the 470,000 person millionaire. So whether you want some tickets, whether you're maxing, whether you're just throwing in some lineups for fun, we'll cover that. And there are other contests of similar size, the $3, the 25-cent, the $1, tons of contests of these sizes. So no matter how big your bankroll is, you're going to need some sort of strategy for these large contests. So that's what we'll do here. So basically what I'm going to do is just run through the different types of ideas. And a lot of these ideas will be outlined in our daily plug, which is posted by Friday at OccupyFantasy.com. Rankings, lineup strategies, tips for the entire slate. So I think one of the first ways you can do this is by going with unpopular captains. Everyone's going to play Cooper Kupp. I think there's some other guys in this range that will be played at 10% or more. I think T. Higgins will probably be one because he's super affordable for his projection and his role in this offense. K-makers might get there, but guys that will go below 10%, probably Jamar Chase, honestly, based on his price, just because he's so closely priced to Burrow and Stafford. Stafford and Burrow themselves will probably be sub 10%. But the ones I'm thinking about here are the ones that are truly sub 5% or so that not many people will put in their captain spot. So that's Odell Beckham. And then it's probably this mid-range. Tyler Boyd. Okay. Van Jefferson. Yes, Sonny Michel, if he gets more work than expected. Or one of the tight ends. We expect Kendall Blanton to get the start with Tyler Higbee likely out. CJ Uzomah throwing his MCL brace in the air, indicating he's probably going to play in this game. Uzomah, one of these guys it probably fits this first criteria of unpopular captain. Then you could play it pretty straight up afterwards and still getting different in at least one more spot. Now, all these ideas that I'm going to throw at you, you likely want to combine at least two of them, probably not more than three for the large field GPPs. All right, so we have unpopular captains. That's number one. Number two, and this is a really easy way that not a lot of people think about, and if you've watched these videos throughout the course of the year, we do mention this some, but unpopular builds. So you may play some unpopular players, but you can also construct your lineup in a way that the field doesn't normally construct. Whether they're using optimizers or their own projections or their hand building, they won't think to build lineups this way. The first one is my specialty in Super Bowls, how I won the million in Super Bowl a couple years ago, Rams and Patriots, is wide receiver captain, but not putting the quarterback with him. So that would mean not putting Stafford in the flex. It would mean either putting Joe Burrow in the flex, or it would mean no quarterbacks at all. And that seems crazy. I thought it was a little crazy, but it works. It's very unique, and not many people will do it. One piece of advice, if you go with the zero quarterback approach, 99% of the time a zero quarterback lineup has hit in a showdown slate, it's because the defense is paired with the captain. So if you play Cooper Kupp, you do not play Stafford or Burrow, you want to get the Rams defense in your flex spot. That's how it works. And it makes a ton of sense if you think about it from a game script perspective, but that is what you want to do if you play zero quarterback. The other is a captain versus your opposing defense. Most people won't do this, and it doesn't make a ton of sense intuitively, but if we have Cooper Kupp, play Bengals, play Matthew Stafford. You're thinking, why would we play Bengals defense against the pass catcher and a quarterback? Let's say Matt Stafford throws a pick six, right? That's 8 points on the board for the Bengals defense. And now Stafford gets the ball right back, and they're trailing by 7 points more. And now he has to keep throwing, and he's likely to go in the Cooper Cup. So again, the field likely doesn't do this, but it makes a ton of sense for large field contests. Or we could don't necessarily have to put Cooper Cup there. Let's say we have a Bengals captain like Joe Mixon, and the Bengals control this game. And Mixon's getting carries. Stafford is forced to throw a ton in the second half. Here comes pick six territory again. So quarterback versus opposing defense in the flex works as well. Another one that is intuitive from a game theory perspective is playing for a game script that Vegas and the field does not expect. So the Rams are 4.5-point favorites in this game, right? What if we played it as the Bengals win by 2-3 scores, the Rams win by 2-3 scores, and that would look something like, let's just say, let's put Cup at the captain. Let's just see. This would be an onslaught lineup: 5 Rams, 1 Bengal, 5 Bengals, 1 Rams. So let's just build an example lineup like this. What does that look like? Let's put in Cam Akers here. If I can find him. Where's Cam Akers? There he is. Let's go Rams D, Matt Gay, 8,200, and let's do T. Higgins. Right? This will be duplicated, but not too heavily because it's a 5-1. The same goes true for the opposite, 5 Bengals. And the one that's the most unique that most people will not do, and it probably makes the most sense with the Cup because he could get all of the opportunity for the Rams, is a 1-5 stack. So now we got, oh, that's probably too much. Let's try McPherson, Bengals D. Who else? Uzama. This is definitely duplicated because it leaves 0 salary left over. But 1 Ram in the flex, 5 Bengals in the 1 Ram in the captain, 5 Bengals in the flex, or vice versa. The field will not do this as well. Tougher to get there, but we've seen it hit a few times over the last couple of years. The other way for a lineup construction to get there is leaving salary on the table, more than $2,000. My $1 million solo winner from a few years ago left $2,200 left over. As the field has gotten sharper, more and more lineups are playing. More and more players are playing lineups in that salary range, so maybe $2,500 left over or more. So what that normally means is fading Cup, fading a quarterback, or playing multiple mid-range players that outscore the secondary high-priced players like Beckham, Higgins, Mixon, Chase. So tougher to get there. And a word of advice: if you leave that much salary left over, you can make much more correlated lineups. Once you get above 48,500, 49,000, that's when correlated lineups really start to get heavily duplicated. But once you get below 2,000, 2,500 left over, you can correlate a little more because there's less duplication, less competition with lineups down there. So feel free to correlate as much as you want if you leave salary on the table. Okay, we talked about this in the FanDuel video. What about playing trash plays? These are guys priced below the kickers and defenses. Let's just go through all these guys except for maybe P. Ryan. P. Ryan will probably be 15% or more. The rest of these guys will be sub 10%. Let's talk about their chances, their roles, how they possibly make the optimal lineup. All right, P. Ryan, they run more hurry up, more third downs. They're trailing. Mixon gets hurt. That's how P. Ryan gets in the optimal. Darrell Henderson is expected to be activated from injured reserve. Probably doesn't play more than a couple snaps. But chaos, what if he's involved in the game plan and they get him 5 to 10 touches? That would really shake things up, wouldn't it? At $1,600. So that just comes from we don't know what's going to happen. Let's not put too much faith in our own knowledge of the game and the game plan that we actually don't know what's going to happen. So Henderson probably gets 0 points, but maybe he gets a couple of touches and can turn that into a few fantasy points and get into the optimal lineup. Trent Taylor returns punts. The 4th wide receiver. They don't use 4 wide receivers very much, but Uzama is hurt. Banged up. Maybe they play a little bit more 4 wide receiver in this game. Trent Taylor returns a punt for a touchdown, catches a touchdown randomly. Ben Skoranek, probably the best bet of this entire group down here because he does play snaps. We expect him to play 20-plus snaps probably in this game. Dropped a touchdown in the conference championship. I don't know if he'll go over 10%, but he's a guy that probably has the best chance here. Has a lot of upside if they pass more. And especially with, similar to the Cincinnati side, Tyler Higbee banged up. Maybe they go more 4 wide receiver sets. Chris Evans. Got some passing down work in the regular season. That role evaporated in the postseason, but he still returns kicks. If Pirine or Mixon get banged up, maybe Evans gets some offensive snaps, or maybe after 2 weeks of game planning, they draw up some plays for him in the Super Bowl. But either way, probably a kick return touchdown is how he gets there. Jake Funk, he's a running back 3 or 4. It would take major chaos for Funk to get into the optimal lineup. Same for Buddy Howe. Let's keep scrolling. Anybody else? Brandon Powell returns punts for the Rams. Probably won't see an offensive snap, but pair him up with the Rams defense, a little double dip. That could certainly get him there. Anyone else here? Mike Thomas is probably the next best bet if he's active. Look to see who's active between him and Trenton Irwin. This absolutely requires an injury to Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. Maybe Tyler Boyd, but even then, Trent Taylor probably gets that work. Mike Thomas, in the event of an injury, no one's going to play him. Sub 1%, literally has to benefit from an injury. But players get hurt in game all the time. We see wide receiver injuries happen on, I can't remember what the stat is, 10% of games. 10% chance Mike Thomas gets into the game, plays a couple snaps. I think we'll take that for a 470,000 person contest. And then Bryson Hopkins, probably my next favorite after Ben Skowronek. If Tyler Higbee's out, Hopkins will be the tight end 2. He'll probably play 20 snaps. Probably won't see a target. But we've seen the tight end 2 catch a pass or even catch a touchdown in Rams games this year. You're playing for that. You're playing for that goal line touchdown from Hopkins. I think there are way worse plays. We've seen way worse plays win showdown contests in the past. So I think you're playing 150 lineups. You got to include Bryson Hopkins. And that'll do it for trash plays. The other options here as we round out the show is fading Cooper Kupp. We expect him to approach 80% ownership overall in the showdown slate. Playing a lineup without Kupp is certainly a way to eliminate 320,000 lineups, 350,000 lineups from contention. How does that happen? He gets priced out, gets hurt. Maybe he underperforms, probably not. But it'll be somewhat unique. It'll drastically cut down the competition to get to the top of the leaderboard. The final and probably craziest option here, okay, maybe for fun, you throw a couple lineups in, or you don't care about money and you're going to put all of your lineups with this strategy, playing the backup quarterbacks. They're 6K, Brandon Allen, John Wolford. If Stafford or Burrow get hurt in the first half, these guys come in and throw a touchdown. Super chaos. We've seen massive solo winners on both sites when this has happened. Very rare. They have to get hurt early enough in the game, and these guys actually have to perform. But again, you're trying to beat 500,000 people. You have to get different in some way. So that'll do it for this video. Just tried to lay out all the different ways you can get different for large field contests. And again, this is only for the largest contests on DraftKings. You're playing small field contests, less than 100,000 people, less than 1,000 people. You're playing cash games. Please check out the other videos on our channel. Make sure you subscribe, but also check out the other videos. We talk about strategy that's much more reasonable, much better way to make money on this slate outside of these massive, massive millionaire makers on both sites. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure to check out the daily plug at occupyfantasy.com, posted on Friday. Any questions about strategy for large field GPPs or any other questions, comment on the video or hop in our Discord server. We'll happily answer them for you. I think that's it. Last Super Bowl piece of content for the year. Last football content for the year. Appreciate you coming along for the ride all season long. So I'm Brian Jester at Brian Jester FF. We're at Occupy Fantasy. Appreciate you listening all year, and good luck in Super Bowl 56.